Does anybody remember the candy called Now and Later? I remember this candy from when I was a kid that you unwrap this little square and you stick it in your mouth and you chew it and it gets stuck in your teeth. It's pretty sour but sweet at the same time. Now and Later. That's the concept in Luke chapter 6 where Jesus is teaching what he calls the Beatitudes. And he gives a series of blessings and a series of curses. And it's really all about, do you want your blessings now or later? And if you choose blessing later, talking about in eternity, if you choose to honor God now, and that may mean suffering today for the sake of Christ, your blessings will be in eternity. Or you can choose, your riches and your happiness and your satisfaction. And when I say happiness, I mean through material stuff. You can choose to have all that stuff now and not have it later. So he's wanting to give us an eternal perspective. I think about these now and later statements. He says, blessed are the poor, yours is the kingdom of God. Blessed are the hungry now, you will be satisfied. Blessed are those who weep now, you will laugh. Blessed are those who are reviled and excluded now, because that's the way they treated the prophets of old, and you will rejoice. So leap for joy. And in contrast, he says, woe to those who are rich, because you've received your consolation. Woe to those who are full or satisfied now, because you will be hungry. Woe to those who are laughing now, because you will mourn and weep. And then finally, and this is a pretty strong woe, he says, woe to you if all people love you now, because that's the way they respond to a false prophet. So I just want us to think a little bit about the now versus later mentality, and I want to encourage you, think about later. Eternity is what matters. Paul says to be a citizen of heaven. He says, I've counted all things rubbish or trash. All the things I used to treasure and value in this life, I no longer value. And I think of myself as a citizen. He says, I forget what is behind and I strive ahead to what is ahead. Strive forward to what is ahead. So I want to encourage you today from Luke chapter 6 to live in the now based on the later.